So welcome, you guys. As I said a minute ago, I am not the voice of God. So I want to encourage you to really listen to your own self and take care of your own self as we move and breathe today. So you don't have to do anything I say, or you could do everything I say. If something hurts, if something feels really uncomfortable, don't do it. I always stick around for about 5 minutes after class. So if you've got a question about something like, this is really strange, Trish, am I doing this right? Stick around and ask me the question. That being said, let's get started. So find a way to sit on your yoga mat that feels really good. So I've got a bolster, which is like a big pillow, not necessary, but if you have something like that, it's always nice to have. And I've also got 2 yoga blocks. So again, not necessary, but something that's always really nice to have. So you could have them nearby. Find a way to sit that feels comfortable. And then just take one of your hands in front of your face. And you're going to take a big breath in and then breathe out through your mouth like you're fogging up a mirror, right? Like you're trying to fog up a mirror. Try that twice. So what I hope you felt was warm breath on your palm. You're going to continue to breathe with warm breath on your palm, but now I want you to close your mouth up and just breathe in and out through your nose. Try that. See if you can find that same warm breath through your nostrils. And once you found that breath in through your nose and out through your nose, you're going to continue to try to breathe like that for the rest of the class. And what's going on right now with the pollution in the air from the forest fires, it's really a great way to breathe anyways, in and out through your nose, because you've got all of the little filters in your nose, all the little hairs in your nose. So you're getting a much better filtering system before your breath comes into your lungs when you breathe through your nose. So not just for yoga class, this ujjayi breath in and out through the nose, it's great for this time of year. So finding the breath in and out through the nose. Once you've got it, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a hand on your heart, take a hand on your belly, and see if you can start to get the hand on your belly to move. So when you inhale, your hand moves away from your spine, your belly expands. And as you exhale, your belly falls back in towards your spine. This ujjayi pranayama, or diaphragmatic breath, the way that the 2 domes of the diaphragm and the pelvic bowl move, they move like a trampoline down and up. And when they move that, they start to massage the vagus nerve, which starts in the guts. And when this nerve in the guts gets a massage, it sends a message to your brain that you are safe. And the nervous system is actually able to start to settle, to find that parasympathetic cue of rest and digest. You don't have to remember any of that. It's just kind of a neat fact about why we're breathing in and out through our noses. That's your job today, folks, to breathe in and out through your nose, and everything else is secondary. You can let your hands fall away from your body, your eyes stay closed. You're still breathing in and out through your nose. Notice the sound that is the very closest to you right now. The sound that is the very easiest to hear. Hear that sound. Name it. And then let it go. And now notice the sound that is next in line, the next closest sound. Hear that sound. Name it. And let that sound go. Now, can you hear the sound that is the very furthest away? The sound that you have to strain to hear? Hear that sound. Can you name it? And let that sound go. Can you allow all the sounds now to wash over you without needing your attention to grab onto any sound in particular? Letting all of the sounds come and go, and you just watch and sit and breathe. Allow your awareness to notice the sound of your breath. And if you cannot hear your breath, then feel your breath in your body. Allow the sound or the feeling of your breath to bring you back into your body, into the room that you are in, onto your yoga mat safely held by the earth underneath you. Let your eyes blink open. Let them see the earth first. And once your eyes have started to settle, they can come up towards the screen so you can see what's happening. Inhale, reach your arms above your head. Interlace your fingers and press away the ceiling. Take a big breath in, stretch up, up, up. Exhale, tip over to the right side of your yoga mat. Move your left armpit back. Press down through your left sitting bone and keep on tipping to the right. Take a great big breath into your whole left side. Let it expand. Inhale, center. Exhale, tip over to the left side of your yoga mat. Anchor down through your right sitting bone. Move your right armpit back. Look up under your right armpit. Take a big breath into your whole right side. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, take your fingers, tent them like little claws. Take them back behind you. Wriggle your shoulder blades together. Press your heart forward. Take it straight up. Take a great big breath in. Stick your tongue out, breathe out. It's called lion's breath. Do that one more time. Inhale, reach your arms above your head. Reach your hands as far forward as you can in front of you, and then keep reaching, reaching, reaching. Stay down here. Take a full breath into your whole back body. Root down through your sitting bones. Curl up one vertebra at a time. Exhale, pause. Just feel what's maybe shifted already for you. Have you landed? Are you here? Inhale, reach your arms above your head. Exhale, take your right hand down to the earth, maybe your right elbow down to the earth. Stretch your left arm up and over. Root down through your left sitting bone. Turn your heart up. Take a big breath into your whole left side. Take one more breath into your left side. Can you find somewhere that you haven't breathed yet? Somewhere near to open. Let your left arm pull you all the way up. Your right arm follows. This time your left hand comes down. Maybe your left elbow comes down. Right arm reaches up and over. Press down through your right sitting bones. Turn your heart up. 2 breaths into your whole right side. Finding maybe somewhere new in the right side to welcome to this adventure of moving and breathing today, of being present and together in virtual community. Your right arm pulls you up, your left arm follows. Take your fingers, tent them back behind you. Wriggle your shoulder blades together. Lift your heart straight up. Big breath in. Tongue out, lion's breath. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, reach your arms as far forward as you can in front of you. Stretch and stretch and stretch. Stay here. Take a full breath. Root down through your sitting bones. Curl up one vertebra at a time. Exhale, pause, feel what's shifted. Grab onto your knees now. As you inhale, reach your heart forward, your bum back, your chin up. As you exhale, hold onto your knees, curl your spine. Inhale, open the whole front of your body, lift your chin, push your bum back. Exhale, hold onto your knees and curl your body out. You do 3 more times like that, following your own breath and creating your own intensity of movement. Close your legs like a book. Toes are on the floor here. Reach around, grab onto the backs of your legs. Curl your back like the letter C. You could stay here. You could lift your toes up off the ground. Maybe you float your arms away from your legs. Big breaths in and out through your nose. So adding to that smoke outside, we're beginning to create a fire in our core. Your breath is going to fan the flame, so keep it deep and full, way down into the lower belly. And if you're looking for just a little bit more fire, a little bit more heat, you can start to straighten out your legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross at your ankles, help your way up and through to your hands and your knees. So anytime we land on hands or knees, if your yoga mat isn't a thick one and it kind of hurts to be on your knees, I want you to take part of your mat and fold it like that. So you've got a little bit more padding, so it's doubled up. You could also tuck a blanket under your knees if you have one of those handy. Spread your fingers wide apart, line up the fronts of your wrists with the top of your yoga mat. As you inhale, cow, drop your belly, lift your heart, lift your chin. As you exhale, press down through your hands, coil your spine like an angry Halloween cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Find a neutral spine so the spine is flat. Flex your toes behind you. Hover your knees just 1 inch off the ground. Look down at your knees. Make sure they are only 1 inch off the ground. Squeeze the backs of your arms. And again, you're going to start to feel your core fire up a little bit. Some heat there, maybe some smoke. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's called downward facing dog. You're taking your chest towards your thighs and your hips up behind you. Start with really, really bent knees. High heels, bent knees, hands press away from the ground. It looks like the upside down letter V. Look up at your thumbs and start to walk your feet forward to your hands. Toe heel your feet so they come as wide as your yoga mat. Spread your toes out. Take up lots of room on the earth with your feet. Let your knees soften. Let your torso drop over your thighs. Head drops. Cross your arms. Tip your weight from right foot to left foot. And let your torso sway a little bit from side to side. And now check that you are still breathing. In through your nose and out through your nose. Allow your arms to fall. Press down through your feet. Curl up 1 vertebra at a time. So the head is going to lift last. From here, toe heel your feet in towards one another. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Watch me the first time and then you'll follow along. So it's a big breath in. You're going to exhale through your mouth and it looks like this. Inhale up. Join me. Inhale up. Inhale up. 3 more. Inhale up. Inhale up. 1 more time. Inhale up. Take your hands to your heart center and continue to dive forward with a flat spine. Inhale, hands come to your shins, flat back. Exhale, step back to the top of a push-up. So you could be on your toes here. You could be on your knees here. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, it's called chaturanga. You're bending your elbows toward your sides and making your way all the way down onto your belly. Point your toes behind you. Tense your fingers, take them wide off your yoga mat. As you inhale, peel your chest up off the ground. As you exhale, you slowly lower back down. You do 2 more back bends just like that. Press your hands by your sides. Press yourself back onto your knees. If it doesn't feel good to sit on your knees, sit in a different way. Place your hands on your lap. Close your eyes or cast them downward. So once upon a time, a long, long, long time ago, like many thousands of years ago, in a village in Tibet, there was a giant golden Buddha. And I can't see your faces, and usually I can see faces when I tell this story. So I want to ask you if you all know what a Buddha is. And I'm guessing that most of you are nodding, like I know what the Buddha statue looks like. So it's usually a big bald guy. Sometimes he's wearing kind of a hat, and he's usually got quite a belly. And he's golden, and he's enormous, the statue in this village. And anyways, this statue, this golden Buddha statue in this village in Tibet, it was the most important part of the village. The villagers were in awe of this statue. They came to the statue every single day and they prayed to the statue and they made offerings of fruit and love. And it was the most important part of their village. One day they caught word that warring tribes were about to come through the village. And they said, oh no, the Buddha, the golden Buddha, we need to cover it. We need to hide it so that it will not be destroyed. So they covered it with mud and clay. They caked it on so that the entire statue was covered and it looked like a big clump of clay, just a big clump of clay. So the warring tribes came through and hundreds of years went by. And so stood this big clump of clay in the village until one day, hundreds of years later, a child was playing by the clump of clay. And a piece of the clay chipped off of the Buddha. And he noticed the shining gold underneath. So he went running into the village yelling, the Buddha is golden, the Buddha is golden. So the villagers came out with axes and chisels and they started to chisel and cut at the statue until they cleared away all the clay. And in front of them stood the shining golden Buddha. So the moral of this story is that you are the golden Buddha. And just sometimes we put on armor, we cover ourselves with clay so that we fit in, so that we can get through life when we're struggling. And the objective of yoga is to make space, is to literally chip off the clay so that we can remember our shining golden self. So that's just what we're going to do for the rest of this practice. Big breath in. Sigh it out. Downward facing dog, you know it now. Upside down, letter V. Start to pedal out your legs. Bend a knee and straighten the leg. And now you know that you are chipping away at the clay around your ankles and your feet and the backs of your legs. And the clay can be a metaphor for armor, for protection, for the tightness, the stiffness that you find in your body. And as that tightness and stiffness starts to fall away, you begin to see the gleam of gold, your true self. Inhale, look forward, come up to your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, either jump or step your feet up to your hands. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, bow forward and down. Inhale, come sweeping all the way up to stand. Exhale, take your hands together in front of your heart center. Inhale, stretch your arms above your head. Exhale, bow forward and down. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, high plank to low plank. Chaturanga, either on your toes or your knees, you lower down. Inhale, little cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale to your tippy toes, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees, walk or jump your feet up to your hands. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, come sweeping all the way up to stand. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank on your toes or your knees. I'll show toes this time. Cobra or upward facing dog, and that happens off your toes. It's a little bit of a higher lift. Downward facing dog. You keep choosing the positions that feel right for you. If downward facing dog feels like a little bit too much on your hands or your wrists, you could A, take blocks under your hands so that you're lifted up just a little bit higher. That makes things feel better sometimes. Or B, every time we come into a downward facing dog, you could choose a child's pose instead, which looks like this. It's like a sleeping downward facing dog. Take one more breath here. Inhale, tippy toes, look forwards. Exhale, bend your knees, walk or jump your feet up to your hands. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, come sweeping up to stand. Exhale, bow forwards. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale through your chaturanga, high to low plank on your toes or your knees. I'll show knees again. Cobra or upward facing dog. I'm showing cobra. Downward facing dog or child's pose. 3 breaths. As you pause here and breathe, as things start to loosen up and heat up, maybe you feel a little bit more of that clay crumbles off your tight body. Tippy toes, look forwards. Bend your knees, walk or jump your feet forwards. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, come sweeping all the way up to stand. Exhale, take your hands to your heart center. Bend your knees, sit back into an invisible chair. Reach your arms above your head. Stay here. Look at your knees. They're tracking toward your toes. Push your bum back behind you. Keep sitting in your chair and start to feel the fire in your thighs. Maybe as your thighs heat up, a little bit of the clay crumbles off the fronts of your legs. Big breath in. Exhale, bow down. See your golden thighs. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank, knees or toes. Cobra or upward facing dog, that's your back bend. Downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back behind you. Bend your right knee, stack your right hip on top of your left hip. Think dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Look between your thumbs, step your right foot all the way up between your hands. If it doesn't quite get there, you're going to grab onto your ankle and use your hand to get your foot up there. Leave your back heel lifted, walk your hands up your right thigh. Take your hands onto your hips. Turn your hips forward like headlights pointing straight forward on your path. Sink your hips down, reach your arms up, crescent lunge. Big breath in. Exhale, stay. Big breath in. Exhale, take your hands down to the ground, downward facing dog. You can stay here. You can take a vinyasa. That's a high plank, chaturanga, cobra or upward facing dog, downward facing dog. So the vinyasa is going to become your choice now, whether or not you want that extra heat. Inhale, stretch your left leg up and back behind you. Bend your left knee, stack your hips. Look between your thumbs, step your left foot there, maybe grab onto the ankle and pull it forward. Walk your hands up your left thigh. Take your hands on your hips, turn your hips forward, sink your hips down, stretch your arms, your heart, and your eyes up. Big breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the ground, a vinyasa or straight back into downward facing dog. So you'll stay in down dog for a few breaths, or chaturanga, cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Now we all stay here and breathe 3 times. More and more cracks in that clay. More and more gold shining through the cracks. Remembering who you are when you are not stressed out, when you are not sore, when you are not tight. That's what the gold is. Tippy toes, look forwards. Bend your knees, walk or jump your feet up to your hands. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, bow down. Bend your knees, sit back into your chair. Take a big breath in. Stand. Drop your arms by your sides. Feel your feet on the ground. Take 2 breaths. Maybe you feel your heart rate up a little bit, your breath rate up a little bit, reminding you that you are so alive. One time we flow through that sun salutation V. Sit back into your chair, big breath in. Exhale, bow. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, chaturanga, high plank to low plank. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, step your right foot through. Inhale, rise up into a lunge. Exhale, take your hands down to the ground. Downward facing dog or the vinyasa, high plank, low plank, cobra or up dog. We meet in down dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg up and back. Exhale, step your left foot through. Inhale, take your arms up, lunge. Exhale, hands come down, either downward facing dog or high to low plank, cobra or up dog. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Take a breath with a sigh here. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step your right foot through. Put your left knee down on the ground now. Point your left toes back behind you. Toe heel your right foot wide to the side. Take your hands to your instep. Start to circle your hips. Make great big circles with your hips, kind of like you are stirring a pot. And then stir your hips in the opposite direction, big circles in the other direction. Good. Toe heel your right foot in towards the center. Take a hand to either side of your right foot. Start to press your right leg towards straight. And then bend your right knee, lunge forward. Press your front leg, your right leg towards straight. Bend it, lunge forward. Do a few more of these on your own. So waking up the back of your right leg. Little bit of clay chips off. Step into your right foot, lift your left knee. Plant your left hand. Stretch your right arm open, twist. Press down through your feet. Turn your left ribs up to look at your right hand. Twist. Take your hands all the way down onto the earth. Step back into downward facing dog. Stretch your left leg up and back behind you. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Put your right knee down on the ground. This time, point your back toes. Toe heel your front left foot out to the side. Take your hands to your instep and start to stir up your hips. Great big circles. And circle your hips in the opposite direction. Good. Toe heel your left foot into the center now. Take a hand on either side of your left foot. Flex your right toes back behind you. Press your left leg towards straight. Bend your left knee, lunge forward. Folks, continue to glide forward and back. Lots and lots of breath. Chipping through some of that clay down the back of the left thigh. Next time you step forward into your left foot, you stay there. Lift your right knee up. Plant your right hand. Stretch your left arm open, twist. Press down through your feet. Turn your right ribs up towards your top left hand. Maybe even take your eyes up and look at that hand. Hands come down to the earth. Step back, downward facing dog. Look at your hands. Slowly walk your feet up to your hands. Flat spine. Bow down. Come sweeping all the way up to stand. And then drop your arms, let them go. So standing on one foot, let's stand on the right foot first. Kick yourself in the bum with your left heel. Reach around with your left hand and grab onto your left foot. So maybe you're staying here and finding balance. Maybe you're starting to stretch your right arm up above your head. Staying right here or kicking your foot into your hand and leaning forward. It's called dancer's pose. From the front, we look like that. From the side, we look something like that. Breathe and kick and lean, and huge permission to fall out of this pose. In fact, our body learns so much more when we fall. Stay for 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Step down. Have a breath. In fact, take your hands on your heart. Feel your heart's beating a little bit harder. Your lungs are breathing a little bit more intensely. Back bends, they wake us up. Cracking off some of that clay across the front of your chest, letting your golden heart shine. Planting this time your left foot. Kick yourself in the bum with your right heel. Reach back with your right hand. Grab onto your right foot. Looks like this from the side. You can stay here, or you can stretch your left arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe you stay put and take the thigh stretch, or perhaps you begin to kick the foot into the hand into the foot, and lean your heart forward. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center, step down. And again, take your hands on your heart. Feel your heart beat, feel your lungs breathe. Cracking off that chest plate of armor, and maybe even give yourself a little dust. You're where no one can see you. You can dust yourself off, right? Get a look at your golden self. Stand at the top of your mat again. Inhale, reach your arms above your head. Exhale, bow forward and down. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, lunge your left toes back behind you. Look back at your left foot. You're going to set your left foot flat down on the floor so that it makes the letter L. Your left foot and your right foot together make the letter L. Press through the outer edge of your left foot. Sweep your arms up into warrior 2. So in warrior 2, my right knee, my front knee is bent. My back leg, my left leg, that one's long. My arms are floating to the sides. Go ahead and bounce a few times, asking your hips to begin to shatter away some of the tension, some of the clay. And then stay down in your lunge. Flip your palms up to the ceiling. Drop your left arm. Stretch your right arm up and over. Take 3 big breaths in through your whole right side. Feel some of the clay crumble away from your right ribs and your waist, your armpit and your arm. Come back into warrior two. Straighten out your right leg. Reach as far forward as you can in front of you. Take your right hand to your right shin. Stretch your left arm up towards the ceiling, triangle pose. Look at your top arm. Start to circle your top arm. Great big circles, reaching up and to the sides and to the floor. 3 in one direction, and then 3 in the opposite direction. Clay crumbling off the left shoulder. Once you've gone 3 one way, go through the other way. Next time the left arm is reaching up towards the ceiling, stay, stretch in all of the directions from your collarbone out through your fingertips, from your pelvis out through your toes, tail to crown and crown to tail. Let this unravel. Hands come all the way down to the ground. You lunge, step forward to stand, flat spine, bow down. Come sweeping all the way up to stand. Take your hands to your heart center. Let's balance again. So standing on your left foot, take your right foot to your ankle, to your calf, or skip the knee and take the foot up to your inner thigh, tree pose. Your hands come to your heart center. You're pressing your foot into your thigh into your foot, and that force of movement makes you taller. Press your hands together. Let your limbs start to grow into branches. Let your heart lift. And again, our bodies learn way more when we stumble, when we fall, than when we find perfect balance. So big, big permission to fall. Hands come back to your heart. Right foot steps down. Take a breath. Right foot is rooted and grounded. Left foot comes to your ankle, to your calf, or you skip your knee and it comes up to your inner thigh. Press your foot into your thigh into your foot. Grow tall. Hands to your heart. Grow branches. And this time, if your balance is good, I want you to mess with your balance a little bit and let your arms sway. And try to throw yourself off balance so that your stabilizer muscles begin to learn to work, to hold you up, to stabilize. Take your hands to your heart center. Step your feet down. Arms fall, 3 breaths. Inhale, reach your arms above your head. Exhale, bow forward and down. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, step your right toes back behind you, lunge. Set your right foot flat down on the floor for warrior two. Windmill your arms up into warrior two. So this time your left knee is bent, your right leg is long, your arms are floating by your sides. Go ahead and bounce a few times. Getting down into your hips, into your inner thighs. And then this time stay down. Flip your palms up, drop your right arm. Stretch your left arm up and over. 3 big breaths into your whole left side. Come back up into your warrior two. Straighten out your left leg. Reach as far forward as you can in front of you. Take your left hand to your left shin. Stretch your right arm up. Look up at your right hand. Start to circle your whole right arm. Shatter off the clay, still clinging to your right shoulder and armpit and forearm. Circle the other way. Next time your right arm is reaching straight up, you stay. Stretch tall and long in all directions. Big breath in. Unfurl this, hands come to the ground, back heel comes off the ground, you lunge. Step all the way back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to high plank. Exhale, lower down onto your belly. Point your toes behind you. Drop your arms by your sides with your palms up. Press down through the tops of your feet. Lift your whole front body up. Arms come up, chest comes up, shoulders come up, head comes up. Hug your shoulder blades together. Press down through your feet. Squeeze your legs. Lift a little bit higher. Come on back down. Put your left ear down on the floor. Rest. Take your face back to center. Again, stretch your arms out by your sides. Your palms are facing up. Press down through the tops of your feet. Lift the front of your body up. Hug your shoulder blades together. Now try to touch your big toes together. Reach your legs off the ground. Straight legs. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your thighs. Lift your legs higher. Hug your shoulder blades. Lift your chest higher. Take a big breath in. Exhale, come all the way down. This time, put your right ear down on the floor. Big breaths in through your nose, out through your nose. Feel the clay shatter off across your back torso, front torso. Your shining self, the you that you are when you have no stress, when you have no tension, when you're not hiding, that is your shining Buddha self. Face comes to center. Take your left forearm to the top of your mat. So it's parallel with the top of your mat. Bend your right knee. Reach back with your right hand, grab onto your right foot. Kick your foot into your hand, pull back on your foot. Let that go, switch sides. So your right forearm comes parallel with the top of your mat. Bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand, grab your left foot. Kick your foot into your hand into your foot. You get a little lift through your chest, breathe. Opening front of hip, front of shoulder, front of chest. Let this go, come down, put your left ear down on the floor again. So grand finale. You can either do what we just did where we lifted both arms and both legs up. That's called locust, or bow pose. You can bend your knees and grab both ankles. If you're like on Struggle Street right now and you can't get both ankles, do this one, okay? Do the locust one. So if you're coming into locust, come on up and hold, arms up, legs up. If you're bowing, you're bending your knees, you're grabbing both ankles, flex your feet like someone's sitting on them, press your knees into the ground, and then let your toes reach back and your chest puff up. We all breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let this go. Pull back into child's pose. Knees come wide and chest melts through. Your forehead comes down to your mat and you breathe. Walk your hands back to your knees. Press yourself up. Swing yourself around onto your bum. And then take your legs straight forward in front of you. Bend your right knee. Take your right hand back behind you. Stretch your left arm up. Your left hand grabs onto your right knee and you twist your whole spine to the right. Any little bits of clay left clinging onto your spine crumble away. Shining golden spine. Untwist. Switch legs. Your right leg is long. Bend your left knee. Take your left fingertips back behind you. Stretch your right arm up. Your right arm grabs onto your left thigh and you twist to the left. As you inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, wring your spine out. Untwist yourself. From here, guys, you're going to bend your knees and roll all the way down onto your back. Your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the floor. Take your right ankle across your left knee like you're making the number 4. You can stay right here. This is perfect. Or needle and thread your hands through and grab onto the back of the leg. Maybe start to close your eyes and ease up on the breath so it's not as forced anymore. It's almost like you are being breathed. Any last little bits of clay crumble away from the right hip and pelvis. Shining gold, gleaming, shimmering. It's you. Without stress, without overwhelm, without tension, you shine. Do you remember that? You shine. Let your foot come down. Keep the shape. Keep the right ankle there. Stretch your arms out like the letter T. Start to roll onto your left side. So your left thigh comes down. Your right foot's going to come down to the ground. Left hand can press gently against the right thigh. You can look right. Without the stress, without the overwhelm, without the tightness, without the tension, you shine. That's your true golden self, who you are on the inside before the world changed you. Unravel, come back to center. Uncross the right foot, cross the left ankle over the right knee. You can stay here. You can needle and thread your hands through. As if you're just gently breathing into the outside of the left hip, and that last little bit of clay crumbles away from the left hip and pelvis. Right foot comes down, your arms fall open to the sides. This time you're rolling over to the right. Your left foot is going to come to the earth. Your right palm can gently press against the left inner thigh, and you look left. And when you close your eyes, can you see that glitter inside of you? Your truest, most sparkly, shiny self. What does that feel like? When you're in that glittery stage, who are you with? What are you doing? How do you feel? Make a mental note right now to do more of that, to see more of those people. Untangle yourself. Come on back to center. Hug your thighs into your chest and then literally wrap your arms around your shins and hug yourself. Rock a little bit from side to side. Hugging into all of this priceless gold that is you. You are valuable. You are worthy. You are oh so necessary. And in this feeling, let yourself rest. Shavasana. Arms fall open, legs fall open. It's like a big splat on the ground. And this is where I stop talking and you get to lie here for a minute or so. Give yourself this gift and rest. Remember that you are breathing. Let the sound and the feeling of your breath pull you back into your body. You remember your yoga mat holding you, the earth keeping you safe. Wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes, and as you rub your fingers together, you feel that gold on gold, your sparkle, your shine. And as you feel ready, roll over onto your left side and just pause there for a second. And you can help yourself up to sit. And when you get to that seated position, take your hands on your heart and either close your eyes or downcast them. You are sparkling gold on the inside, shiny, priceless, worthy, and so, so necessary. Even on the days that you cover it up, that you hide it, know that your true self, that gold that always exists on the inside, it's who you are. And it's always there in the sparkle in your eyes, in the smile on your face. Thank you so much for carving out this time to move and breathe with me and to uncover some of your sparkle. I hope you have a most glorious rest of your day. Let your eyes open. And just one more time, look down at yourself and take in your goal. And then lift your eyes up to the screen. And maybe for the rest of the day, you leave the clay off. You can put it on tomorrow if you want to. But maybe for the rest of the day, you let yourself like really sparkle. And anyone who sees you is going to go, there's something different about you. You're shining. Thank you so much, you guys.